had a panic attack the other day. I think it freaked my husband out, but I was just sitting there watching TV, and this is the scene that did it. You see things like this on TV all the time. People get hit by cars. Usually, I barely flinch. And even leading up to this scene, I knew what was going to happen. I don't know what it was about this particular scene that caused it to happen. But in that moment, I couldn't breathe. There wasn't enough air in the room. And I wasn't exactly crying. And it took my husband a moment to even realize something was wrong. He was reading a book while I was watching a show, and he looked up and said, "Are you okay?" And I couldn't talk. And I couldn't stop what was happening. It was like whatever was going on just took over. Now, I did lots of therapy after my accident. I didn't have a huge emotional attachment to the accident. It was an accident. I got hit by a car. It wasn't a vendetta. The woman driving didn't look for someone to hit that day and just run me over. It was an accident. And there was a point in that process after my accident where I was feeling really bad. It was surgery after surgery after surgery. And I remember sitting on my bed one day, going to get into my wheelchair, thinking, why did this happen to me? And realizing that I had a choice in that moment, that I could either say, look, it was just a freaking accident. It was just an accident. It could have happened to anybody. Or I could get lost in that anger and bitterness and focus on the things that I had lost rather than the things that I had gained. So I don't feel like I have this emotional attachment to it. Initially, I was afraid to drive. Months later, I was out of the wheelchair. I'd had a few surgeries. I was able to walk again. I was a single mom. I didn't have a choice. I had to drive a car. And I remember going to get in my car and having such an intense panic attack, I couldn't go. I couldn't drive.